Good morning. I am Paresh Chandra Mohanty, Director, Talent Sigma, a corporate trainer, motivational speaker, and life coach. In last 16 years, I have conducted more than 900 training programs in 25 organizations in both private and public sector and interacted with more than 25,000 employees in India and abroad. In every program, a common question is how to be a successful professional career and how to get timely and regular promotions. I have guided hundreds of employees and they have reaped the benefits. Now it is your turn. Time is how to achieve it. Three things are required to succeed in our professional life. First is knowledge, second skills, and third is attitude. Knowledge is the first ingredient which every employee should have. You know, in ancient India, in Sanskrit they say, Vidwan Sarvatra Pujyate. The learned person is respected everywhere. Knowledge is required, knowledge is necessary, that is the base. If you are an electrical engineer, then your knowledge on electrical engineering is a must to work. If you are an investment banker, your knowledge on investment banking is required. So this is your professional knowledge. So some people ask, sir, if general knowledge is required, yes, if you can add general knowledge, it is like icing the cake. Knowledge is power, we have heard it. But if I learn and keep it to myself, not utilizing for the productive purposes, knowledge has no meaning. So we modify this sentence that knowledge utilized for productive purposes is power. The second requirement is the skills. Skill means how to work professionally, how to complete a task within stipulated time and with higher quality. These skills can be divided into two groups. One is the technical skills required to work in your own area and organization that you are proficient with and you are doing with efficiency. But other one is interpersonal skill, that is building relation with the people, and you have to complete the task by taking their cooperation. And it is seen in the organization that those people who have mastered the interpersonal skill, they succeed better than those who only have the technical skill. And when you are using your interpersonal skill and taking the work from the people and getting the target, you are said to be effective. So if you are doing with your own skill, you are efficient. If you are taking the coordination of other people to complete the work, is effectiveness. I have seen an interesting thing. Some people lacking in technical skills but having proficiency in interpersonal skill have excelled like anything. I worked with a senior banker during my banking tenure who later became the chairman of that nationalized bank. He was not of the banking area. He was from the HR side. So he didn't have the banking skills. But he engaged people who are proficient in different banking skills with him and achieved the success. What is the learning point? The learning is you cannot be proficient in everything. You should work on your strength and surround yourself with the people who are strong on your weaknesses. Like our ex-chairman of the Nationalized Bank, he was good at HR. So he surrounded himself with the people who are good in credit, in foreign exchange, in risk, in asset liability management, or in compliance. And he became a successful chairman during his tenure. The third thing is the attitude. Attitude means willingness to work. Just having knowledge and skill is not going to make you successful. You have to love the work. You have to love that organization and contribute your best so that the organization is benefited, and in the process the organization returns you through your promotion and successful career. Knowledge and skills taken together is the ability of a person or an employee, and attitude is the willingness. If you take it and you apply it to your employees in the organization, you will see four types of employee. The first group are both able and willing. Every organization wants that their employees should go to that stage, but unfortunately their percentage in a good organization even is 15 to 20%. Then which is the majority group? The majority group, interestingly, is those people who are able but not willing to work. That means they have the knowledge and skill, but they do not have the attitude towards the work or the organization. I think in my calculation, their strength is around 60 to 70% in average organization. Now the question is, if the person knows and capable, why he is not contributing to the organization? There can be generally three reasons which I have found in my research. If you get another, you can add it. The first group, they do not work because they feel the salary given by the organization is not adequate. I'll give you an example. I have come across two youngsters, those who are in the MCA course from a university. They joined an IT company in Hyderabad, stayed in the same room, and they are going to the same organization and drawing an average salary 60,000 rupees per month. 1.5 years after, there is an opening in an international IT company. One of them succeeded and he got more than 1 lakh salary. But both of them are staying in the same room, going to now two organizations. Gradually, the person who is still in the old organization and drawing a lesser salary, he got frustrated and his contribution to the organization reduced, and later he was suspended from the organization. I came across that boy. I told him that your agreement with your organization is to take 60,000 and contribute. If you are capable of going to an organization where you can draw 1 lakh rupees, nobody is stopping you. But till you are here, you should be honest to the organization. The second group of people who have the knowledge and skill or ability, they do not work, are the people who do not get a place of posting as per their choice. It is very interesting. People who will be signing in the international organization anywhere in the world, in the national organization anywhere in India, or in the state organization anywhere in the state, they agree. But when it comes to the time of transfer, management transfers them for its own benefit, the contest. They fix in the mind, I should be posted at this place. And because it is not possible, they go to the place where they are posted, they are frustrated, and they started reducing in their contribution to the organization and spoil their career. My advice to if anyone is coming in this category, that maybe you need a particular place of posting because of your family needs, but you apply for it and join the place which the management has sent you. Contribute your best and wait for your turn. I am very sure one day the management will understand that this person is contributing maximum and he is in need of this because of his family requirement, and they can bring you back. The third group, having the knowledge and skill but still not working, it is because of their boss. Many people differ with their boss, and we all, I am also, because this is a perceptual thing, perception. When I am a common officer, I feel my boss who is sitting in the AC chamber is in a comfortable position, he is not doing anything. When I become the boss, then I find that even in the AC chamber that I am sweating. So, boss cannot work as per your whims. You have to adjust with your boss. But if you feel still that the boss is a khadus person, he is never appreciating, you don't like the person that you wait, this boss is not the permanent person in your life. Maybe after some months or days, he gets a transfer to another department or another place, or you get a transfer. So for a boss, do not spoil the relationship with the organization, do not reduce your work, and stop the path of your promotion. In the third category come the employees who are unable but willing. Who are these people? You think about the first day you joined your job. You do not know anything about the organization. So you are unable. You do not have the requisite knowledge to work in that organization, nor you have the skills to handle the different problems. But you are willing to learn. That is why you gradually acquire knowledge, you gradually sharpen your skill and have a positive attitude, and you come to the level of both able and willing. The last group, I hope none of you are in this category, who are both unable and unwilling. The disastrous people. So if anybody is because of the reason in this category, improve your knowledge, sharpen your skill, and foster a positive attitude towards our work and organization, move gradually and reach at the stage of both able and willing. So what I am telling you all is, despite the situations, despite the confrontation with your boss or colleagues or with the subordinate, you look at the organization. The organization which is satiating all my needs, giving money for my maintenance and my family maintenance, giving me a social recognition and giving the chance to grow. I should not cheat that organization. I am again telling you, if you are not happy with your present organization, then leave this organization, go somewhere you can satiate all your needs. But if you are not able to move out, then love this organization despite the shortcomings you feel in this organization. And this is the first step I am telling you. It is tested and tried. If any of you who will stay in the level of both able and willing for a substantial period of your professional career, you are going to have one of the finest careers, corporate ladders, step by step, and having your self-actualization. Best of luck. Thank you.